Hello, my name's Jack and welcome to Around the World in 80 Minutes. I'm a big lover of food and I'm fascinated by the different cuisines and techniques and dishes the world has to offer. Across our planet and between our countries there is so much variety, so much setting cuisines apart, yet at the same time there's so much they all have in common. It's not possible to know everything about every cuisine. It's certainly not feasible to try every stonkingly good dish that humankind has created. But wouldn't it be great to be able to cook a handful of the best dishes ever created? So let me take you on a journey, a bite-sized tour around the world in 80 minutes. 8 stops, 8 countries, 10 minutes each visit. 10 minutes is all we need to have a little peek at the cuisine and to cook a signature, authentic dish from scratch. Plenty of time. And believe me, through this journey we're going to be cooking some of the greatest plates of food ever created, ever. And after this, you'll be able to make these legendary dishes easily and simply at home. Trust me, you'll be showing off the world's most popular food, homemade, of course, to your friends and your family. It's accessible, it's authentic, it's real. What fun. Now, let's get cracking. Today, we're in India, a complex beauty, a range of dramatic landscapes from the sun-kissed beaches of the south to the snow-tinged mountains of the north. India has a mind-blowing blend of terrains and a rich cultural heritage. The food, well, the same could be said of the food. It's so regionally diverse that the cuisine as a whole, it's tricky to define. You have the ancient vegetarian cuisine of the south, the meaty traditions of the Mughals in the north, and the preference of fish along the coast. Indian cuisine can be anything you want it to be. It can be spicy or creamy. It can be meat-based or vegetarian. It can be simple or complex. So our dish today, it's dal. It's one of the few dishes that transcends throughout India. It's a thick puree, a stew or a soup made from pulses. It could be a nutritious, humble meal served with rice, or it could be one of several dishes served as a more complex feast. It is found on every Indian table, every day, rich or poor, rain or shine. Now, before we start, I'm going to take you through our ingredients. So first of all, of course, we have lentils. Just here, I have yellow lentils and water. There's essentially 3 stages to this dish. First, we just need to cook our lentils in water for about 2 hours. Then, and only then, will we start adding our flavors, our spices, our vegetables, things like that. So, in a pot, all you need to do is add your lentils and your water. It's as simple as that. Let this boil for about 2 hours on a very low, very gentle heat. Don't burn it, it will fall apart, it will over dry as well. Low and slow heat for about 2 hours, okay? It's really important. This is a slow cooker. Here we are. Now, once your lentils have cooked for 2 hours, I'm going to show you a before and now and after. Here we are. Here are my lentils that have cooked for 2 hours, and you'll see they've broken down. It's almost creamy. It's like a risotto. We've not added anything. It's still just water and lentils, but you have this wonderful, creamy, thick element to your dal. So this is the point where we add our vegetables and our ingredients and our spices. Let me take you through them. We have quite a lot. First of all, here are vegetables. Look at this. I've got some chopped tomatoes from a can is fine. I have garlic, chilies, onion and ginger. These 4 here, you'll find them in almost every Indian curry or dish. Just add them nice and simply to your lentils. 1, 2, don't mess about. In we go. 3, 4, the ginger. And 5. Lots of onion. Here we are. Now stir this through. Just bring it all together, and then in a moment we're going to add our spices. With those chilies, if you're not sure about it being too hot, just take the seeds, the pith, that membrane that runs down the middle, get rid of that. That's the really hot bit. You'll leave the flesh, which is more fruity, has that flavour of chili. So, stir it through. We're now going to add our spices. Now, right here I've got cumin, I've got chili powder, I've got coriander powder, and I've got turmeric. A lovely range of spices here. These are 4 very common ones. But India has such a beautiful array and opulent blend of spices throughout its country. In fact, India contributes 70% of the global spice. 70% it contributes to the world. Now, with these 4, in we go. 1, come on, 2, 3, and 4. Here we are. We will be adding more spices later on. For now, just give this a stir through. Here we are, beautiful. The last thing we need is a bit of salt and pepper, and all we're going to do is let this cook, again I'm afraid, for another hour to 2. Depends how much time you have. Here we are. Bit of salt, bit of pepper. Let it cook, and do not rush it, please. Do not rush it. As we have our ingredients in here, if you start to overboil it or boil it at too high a temperature, they'll become bitter and they could burn as well. I cannot stress enough, nice and low, and you'll have a lovely, rich, creamy, gentle dish to finish with. So for the last and for the final time, I'm going to move ahead 1 or 2 hours, and I'm going to show you our almost finished product. Here we are, do a little swap. So, let me show you that texture again. It's really important. Again, a dal should be like a risotto. Nice and creamy, nice and loose. It should not be dry. We see that quite a lot here in the UK. Now, it's ready. You could eat it like this, but there's a few things that we want to add. Essentially, a last hit of spices. And this is called a takra, okay? Here are our final 3 spices. And this is what's going to turbocharge your dal from something quite lovely to something incredible. We have curry leaves. Dried is absolutely fine with curry leaves. We have fenugreek, nice and nutty, rich, and we have some mustard seeds. All we're going to do with these spices is fry them, just for about 30 seconds or so to waken them up. So, in we go with these 2, like so, and a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Don't go too heavy on these mustard seeds. They'll make your dish just a little bit too bitter. There we go. These need about 30 seconds on the heat. As I say, just to waken them up. If you overdo it, they'll all become too bitter and slightly ruin your dal. Okay? So, give it a shake. And then, we're almost there. The beauty of a dal is how simple it is. It is healthy. It just takes time. Not a time of human, but a time of your cooker. Okay? And you'll find the staple ingredients here, tomatoes, chilies. These aren't native to India. In fact, they came from the Portuguese, who traded a lot of these ingredients through India, but also throughout Asia. It's quite incredible. If we just have a look at this pan just here, you'll see my mustard seeds, my fenugreek, they're starting to talk to you. They're starting to crackle. They're starting to pop. It's at that point you take them off the heat. If you leave them too long, as I say, they will burn and they'll become too bitter. As soon as they talk to you, off the heat, and in to your dal. Best noise in the world. I love it. Now, think about these spices. The fenugreek, the curry leaves, the mustard seeds. They're just going to bring this dal to life. All the other ingredients, as delicious as they are, they've been gently cooking, slightly mellowing away. This final takra, this final hit of spices is going to bring our dal to life. Now, at that point, when you've added it, your dal is ready. You can serve it immediately, or you can leave it just in your pan with the lid on for half an hour, anytime, until you're ready. It will wait for you. And when you're ready, what I would recommend is serving this dish with lime and with coriander, okay? And of course, a bit of chili, if you like the heat. Got some beautiful bird's eye chilies just here. So when you're happy, stir this through. Look at this. Nice and loose. And we're just going to pour straight in like this. Excuse me. Messy as that. Here we are. Go. Now, to serve, some lime. Just using a bit of acidity to cut through that spice. A bit of coriander, of course. And some chilies dotted around. I'm a big lover of heat. haven't used the knife at all. This is it. This is my dal. It's one of the dishes in the world that is both comforting, healthy, and frugal all at the same time. It's a spectacular and humble dish with the ability to comfort you all year round. The fresh, sharp spices and clean herbs works as well for me on a cooling summer evening as a dark winter's night. I hope you try this at home. I hope you enjoy.